Hi kiddos, and welcome to your week 6 lesson, which is all about earthworms. Now, if earthworms aren't really your thing, if they make you feel a little squeamish, I'm hoping that by the end of this video, you'll understand why earthworms are so incredibly important for our planet and for our plants. So first of all, earthworms are decomposers, and what decomposers do is they act as a natural recycling system for our planet. So they break down all dead organic material, once living organic material, once living plants and animals, and they break down that material and they turn it into nutrients that feeds our soil and our plants. Earthworms are such good decomposers that a lot of people, if they compost at home, they use earthworms to help break down their kitchen or plant scraps. And if you do compost with earthworms, that's referred to as vermicomposting. So not only are earthworms excellent decomposers, but they're also excellent diggers. So they dig tunnels in our soil, and because they dig those tunnels, it allows oxygen and water and nutrients to reach plant roots. So earthworms actually help the earth breathe. So if you do have an opportunity to examine some earthworms, you can dig, you can find a place where the soil is damp in your yard or your garden or maybe in the park. And if you can encounter or get your hands on some earthworms, you're going to want to have a plate with some wet soil. Make sure that your hands are wet too, because their bodies are really fragile. And here are a few things that you can look for. First, see if you can identify the head. Their two ends look pretty similar, but look for the end that has a flap. Second thing, look for the clitellum, and that's a thick band around the earthworm's body, and that's actually where the earthworm stores its cocoon and egg material. A third thing you can look for the long intestine that runs along the length of the earthworm's body. And if you look really closely, because their bodies are so translucent, you can see the nutrients moving through the body. And when those nutrients exit the worm's body, those are called worm castings. Fourth thing, look for those segments on the earthworm's body. And by looking at those segments, you can see how the earthworm moves, how it lengthens and it shortens. And also attached to each segment are tiny little bristles, and those bristles allow the earthworm to really dig and move its way through the soil. So the only thing I'm going to end with is I was going to do a little bit of earthworm fact or fiction with you guys. So if it's a true statement, it's going to be a fact. If it's a false statement, then it's fiction. So my first one, fact or fiction. Earthworms have 5 hearts. 5. Is that fact or is that fiction? That is a fact. Earthworms contain 5 tiny hearts. The next one, earthworms have lungs like you and me. Is that fact or fiction? That one is fiction. Earthworms do not have lungs and they breathe through their skin. Next one, earthworms do not have ears. Is that fact? No ears? Fiction, big ears. So that is a fact. They hear through vibrations, kind of like how if you were standing next to a loudspeaker. Let's see, which one can I ask you to? Oh, earthworms eat oranges to get their vitamin C. Fact or fiction? That one is fiction. Citrus foods, so lemons, limes, oranges, grapefruits, anything in that family is way too acidic for earthworm bodies. So if you compost, don't put citrus fruits in there. And that's what I have for you guys about earthworms. If you are growing food at home, this is still a great time to plant your cool season crops, plant some potatoes, get your beans in the ground, and just plant a seed and see what grows. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're all having a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.